I'm out here doing a little test ride because next week I'm leaving for another bike trip. I'm heading to Africa this time, and my goal is to ride from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, all the way down to Cape Town, South Africa. So I wanted to talk you through a little bit about the changes I've made on my bike since my US trip, and also walk you through some of the gear that I'm bringing. I'm bringing the same bike that I used on my US trip, the All City Space Horse, but I've made a few changes since the last trip. I changed the gearing to a 1x setup and changed the pedals to flat pedals so I could have normal shoes instead of SPD shoes. I added this custom frame bag from Rogue Panda Designs to even out the weight a little bit. I felt like on my US trip my bike was very back heavy, and so hopefully by putting some heavier stuff in this frame bag it'll help balance out the weight. I've noticed it's still pretty back heavy, but I think this helps a little bit. Now, because there's a frame bag, I need to do something else with water bottles. So I got these Relevant Designs feed bags to use for water bottles, and they're also pretty handy because they have side pouches that can hold some other equipment. I felt like the handlebar bag was so useful that I actually got a larger one. So this is the Or Not handlebar bag. The bags in the back of my bike are the same ones that I brought on my US trip, two Ortlib Back Roller Classics. I felt like the tires that I used when I crossed the US were too big and clunky, so I switched them out for these slightly narrower Panaracer tires that feel a lot faster to me. Let's take a look at some of the gear changes that I made as well. So starting with the battery bank and charging cables, various plug adapters, and a multi-port charger, the Garmin Messenger. For camera gear, I'm bringing the same Panasonic LX100 that I brought on my US trip with the batteries and charger, the same GorillaPod that I used on my last trip as well. I'm also bringing the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which I'm filming on right now, and some hard drives to back up the media. I have an Apple AirTag in my bike bag so I can know where my bike is at all times, the Nightcore headlamp, various toiletries and first aid supplies, a spare pair of glasses, my poop kit, sunblock, bug spray, and SPF lip balm. The items over here will stay in this hip pouch. That includes my passport, my yellow card, and my wallet. I figure if I have nothing else with me, at least I have my passport and some money. A journal and some pens, and a Ziploc bag with important personal documents. The MacBook Air, water purification drops, and an odor-proof bag to store food. On this trip, I decided to bring a little alcohol stove in addition to my titanium pot because I figure it would be a good way to boil water in case of emergency. For camping gear, I switched to the Big Agnes Copper Spur UL1 tent because I wanted a tent that I could more easily set up indoors, like if I needed to use it for mosquito protection. I also switched to a different sleeping pad, the Nemo Tensor All Season, because I just wanted to try something different. For the pillow, I have the Sea to Summit Aeros pillow, this Gossamer Gear 1/8 inch pad to protect my tent and my sleeping pad, a bit of polycryo to use as a ground sheet, and the Feathered Friends Flicker sleeping bag in this dry bag. For clothing, I have a beanie, a baseball hat, gloves, socks, underwear, a puffy jacket, a wool shirt, Patagonia R1 sweater, a new Cotopaxi Sun hoodie that's a little bit more burnt orange than the bright orange one that I had for my US trip, rain jacket, shorts to wear on the bike, padded bike shorts, t-shirt, sun shirt, long pants to wear off the bike, a bug head net, buff and bandana, trail runners to wear on the bike, and sandals to wear off the bike. For bike tools and parts, I have tire levers, two different multi-tools with different functionality, some chain lube, 3 spare tubes, some various replacement bolts, a replacement connector for my panniers, replacement brake pads wrapped up in cellophane, a backup derailleur hanger, a nylon replacement spoke, a tire patch, quick links, and a patch kit, a better bike pump than I've had on some of my previous trips, and the same crappy lock I brought on my US tour. Just haven't found anything better yet. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions about the gear I'm bringing on this Africa tour.